As you know, Kaduna state government has always maintained the position that there is nothing like a repentant bandit. We don't believe in negotiation with bandits. We believe that the only repentant bandit is a dead one. When he's in the grave, I agree he has repented because he has gone to God. God will deal with him. I will accept that repentance. But any bandit that is alive cannot be repentant. Our position is kill them all. Let them go and repent to God, not to the government of Nigeria.
So my people, since this katakata between US and Nigeria started, a lot of people have been saying that they never hear from El-Rufai. So before now, this has been his stand. Yes, he has been saying it that let's treat bandits as bandits and terrorists as terrorists. Because having peace deal and peace meeting with them will not change anything. And also, he is the one that exposed Nigeria government that Nigeria government is paying monthly allowances to these bandits and terrorists. And he just stated the obvious here, honestly. This is supposed to be like a stand or position of every good people in Nigeria. I know that some of us may not like El-Rufai because of his antecedent, right? But you know, in this particular matter, he is absolutely right. Because how long are we going to continue petting these people, you know, having peace meeting with them? Why Nigerians keep buying? Like, why Nigerians keep dying? Look at all these places they had peace deal with bandits and terrorists. They are still buying people in these communities. So what is the gain? If Nigeria government, they are serious to stop this insecurity in Nigeria, they need to do the needful, honestly. So look at this particular funny headline. For you to see that Nigeria is indeed a fair country, my people. ISWAP advises, is now advising fighters. They are calling themselves fighters, so to avoid public movements amidst US surveillance plan to attack Nigeria. So these people, life they sweet them, right? They don't want to buy, but they are busy buying Nigerians. I thought that they believe that when they buy, they're going to give them 70 or 100 veggies in heaven. So why are they afraid to die? Now they are telling their members to avoid public movements. Like, seriously? What a country. They are now giving order as if they are the ones in charge in Nigeria, even calling themselves fighters, which I was even saying that why is all these TV stations that are granting interview with Sheikh Gumi, they're supposed to ask him, what is these people really fighting for? Because we don't understand. What is their main reason of buying Nigerians? Like, what did they want? I think one day Sheikh Gumi need to tell Nigerians, honestly. So let's read out some of the reactions from Nigerians concerning this particular breaking news. This person said, if they explain Nigeria to you and you understand, that means the person didn't explain it very well, honestly, because Nigeria can be confusing. Yes. And another person said, this simple tells you that they do not fear our government proclaimed war against them because it is completely ineffective. They are scared of the US attacking them, but not scared of Nigeria that claims to have been attacking them. Hope you understand what that means. And another person said, that is intel from Nigeria government to them. Very obvious. Same way they sabotage the effort of machinery during rescue mission of Chibok girls. And this person said, now terrorist news, we they hear past Nigeria army news nowadays. They are even running a transparent government. And this person said, the US doesn't even have to fire a shot. Just the threat of America force is enough to make these terrorists hide. Meanwhile, the Nigerian military and government they have invaded for years are made to look utterly useless. What a devastating indictment of our failed states. Honestly, the whole thing is so tiring. Look at just a threat from US. Even the terrorists themselves, they are running hater-scatter. And Nigeria government, they have been telling us that they are attacking these people for years. So why were they not afraid of Nigeria government? Now, they're afraid of US, just a threat to. Honestly, something is wrong somewhere. Let me allow you guys to watch this particular video from Dele Momodu to hear what he has to say concerning this particular matter, this threat from USA about, wiping out these terrorists in Nigeria, as well as the warning he gave Tinubu to sit up, that this is not time for politics, this is time for action, that Tinubu need to do the needful if truly they don't want US to invade Nigeria. Take a listen, do well to subscribe for more updates, like the video, share it, and leave your thoughts in the comment section.
Where you are urging the federal government to quit politics, but there is a concerted effort either by the ministers or the president speaking to this, and we've also heard that there's a rallying move to now appoint ambassadors to the foreign missions abroad. Isn't this satisfactory?
Well, I feel it's a bit too late, but better late than never. A lot of us in opposition, we've always advised our government as a matter of patriotism. But they dismiss opposition as irritants, busybodies, charlatans, and now the chicken has come home to roost. So I wrote my piece, I think 2 nights ago. As always, I try to make interventions from every now and then, if I have the opportunity. And my position is that it is not enough saying we want to appoint ambassadors. What government needs to do is to rally its best brains. Nigeria is overblessed with some of the most brilliant human beings on this planet. And a lot of Nigerians are very exposed, and they have privileges all over the world that they enjoy. They have contacts, they have their networks. So my advice to the president is don't make it politics as usual. Reach out to those people, whether they are in your party or not. And I mentioned some names, if you read my piece, which was not a partisan list. The people they should reach out to, men of timber and caliber. Because when you speak at the international level, when you speak, your message is not enough. Your message will resonate if the messenger is appropriate. A lot of the cronies that I see around the president are people who do not have that kind of credibility. Some of them will push themselves again at the president and, oh yes, we can go to Washington, we can go to London, we can go to Paris, we can go to Russia, we can go everywhere, and we'll be able to know. The president must go on out and deliver a team A for Nigeria. If he does not do that, we're wasting time. And then the videos of President Trump that I have watched, it is beyond just the usual let's talk. I think he's convinced about the documents that have already been presented to him. He's convinced that the Nigerian government is not serious. He's convinced that we're not ready. And he's convinced that we will try to buy time and then return to our usual hanky-panky. So that is why I wrote that thing. And I hope that the president will see it and see it in good faith and act on it.
Well, Chief, some of the names you have mentioned, I was trying to take a look at that list to see if your name is there, but...
I said it clearly that I'm not interested in anything. No,
but Chief, you have the capacity. You have the capacity. You're a veteran journalist. I think you should be open to working with this current administration.
No, people will get a wrong signal. Once I bring myself into it, I'm not interested, and I'm saying it with all emphasis.
Okay, Chief.
I am not interested. I do other things for my country behind the scenes, globally. All right. With my own funding. I don't go to government. I don't beg for things from government. I love my country passionately.
All right,
That
Chief.
is why I can resist the temptation of being in government where people think, oh yes, you can become a billionaire overnight. I am not interested.
Yes, Chief. Let's take the words of former U.S. President John F. Kennedy. He has been quoted as saying that never negotiate under pressure. And those words I always hold dear to my heart. I imagine that Mr. President would be under a lot of pressure. How do you advise that he gets to handle this pressure, especially the fact that he's faced by strong power blocks, the US on one hand, and there's China, who has sort of been funding some of our infrastructure projects in very recent times, Chief?
That is why he needs female within. In the days of tribulations, you run to the elders of the house. I can tell you for free that number one on that list of people he must reach out to will be former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who after Nelson Mandela, I believe is the greatest African statesman. You have Chief Emeka Yaku, who was Commonwealth Secretary General so many years ago. And God has preserved his life for us. So on an occasion such as this, they need to reach out. They need to reach out to powerful Christian groups. And there is a name that will come up, Lieutenant General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma. These are very, very wealthy Christians and who have a voice, who can speak globally, and they will listen to them. Is it because they are bringing these things from the religious angle? Yes, it's convenient for us. It's very convenient for us to say, oh, Muslims are being killed, Christians are being killed, but most Nigerians be killed at all. Nigerians are being killed. In Nigeria today, we are indifferent, even if they announce, oh, 1,000 people killed in Benue. In Plateau, life continues as usual. In Taraba, in Adamawa, and so on and so forth. So the president needs to get people who have the capacity to speak and will be listened to, not all these political jobbers. That's why I say the president is very good at politicking. Oh, he can get all governors in Nigeria today to join the APC. But we have passed that stage now. 2 weeks ago, if anybody told you that President Tinubu would be in this precarious situation, or you would have said, no, it's not possible. But I saw him speaking last night, and I must confess, I felt for him because this is not the best of times to be the president of Nigeria. He now has to put on the thinking cap for himself, for his team, and for all of us in Nigeria.
Well, Chief, I share your sentiments. These are indeed very interesting times for Nigeria and Mr. President as well. But you are in the opposition, and there are those who are in government who are pointing fingers to the opposition being behind some of these claims and perhaps facilitating or feeding the likes of the U.S. And the Trump administration with information. So I wonder how you respond to that, because I imagine that the ADC, which is the party that you now fly their colors, would be happy that all of this is playing out barely 2 years to an election. Isn't that correct?
Look, my brother, anyone who says opposition is behind this, it's just being clever by half. How can opposition that is trying to put its acts together now have time to go to Washington? Those who did it have come out openly. They've come out. I read yesterday about a bishop from Benue, and I've spoken to some high-level contacts who confirmed that it's a powerful Christian lobby group from Nigeria that reached out to Washington. So anyone blaming opposition, of course, everything in Nigeria, when it is not, if APC not blaming its own immediate predecessor, a man who has gone to join his ancestors, former President Muhammadu Buhari, they are blaming him for abandoning a useless country on them, a very terrible economy to them. There will always be blame games in politics. But this is the time for the president to ignore all those his people who just, they are rabble-rousers, they just go around trying to terrorize the opposition. But now they are being terrorized from America. So that's the way of God. The person you cannot catch, there is someone who will catch him for you. That is why go and read comments. Even under what I wrote, go and read comments. Everybody is begging America, please come to Nigeria. It's only patriots who are now fighting that, no, this is beyond ruling party or opposition party fracas. It is about our country and the future of our nation. So let's stop playing politics and let us face President Donald Trump and bring out the facts. Too many Nigerians have died. And the Christians who believe they are in the minority and they are being wiped out, they are the ones who came together. You know, if you know of a man called Israel Buba in Jos, I've been to his church before. He has screamed himself hoarse on this matter, that Christians are being targeted, are being wiped out. He never said Muslims too are not being killed, but Muslim lives become so useless, so valueless, that even when the 700 people have died, the president can travel tonight. No empathy, no sympathy. That is what opposition talks about. And it has nothing to do with politics. So let's get serious for once. So it's not, that's reached a stage now where we're now becoming almost like Gaza, like Iran, like Lebanon and all those places where there have been such, attacks in the past. I pray that this cup will pass over us, like we read in the Bible. Let this cup pass over us. Because once these things start, the end is never good.
Yeah. So, Chief Momodu, let's begin to piggyback on some of the things that have happened in the last 24 hours. We've seen the U.S. Congress sanction 12 Nigerian governors. We've seen sanctions imposed on organizations like Amiyeti Allah and Kautal Hori over what the U.S. terms complicity in the alleged killing of Christians. Senator Ted Cruz himself on his verified Twitter handle has vowed to expose Nigerian government officials who are complicit in the alleged Christian genocide taking place in Nigeria. Just moments ago, our guests, reflected on the proposal of the U.S. military on the deployment of troops to Nigeria and said if the U.S. is saying that they will deploy aircraft to those camps, to raid those camps, that means that they indeed know where the terrorists are. Why hasn't the Nigerian government over the years demonstrated this level of commitment to ending the killings in Nigeria? And how are you seeing the actions that have been happening in the last 24 hours following the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern?
Starting with the sanctions, maybe for once our political leaders will get sober and less giddy. All the gra-gra. They are too arrogant. They speak with the authority of God. They speak down on their people. They belch all kinds of nonsense on their people as if they are God. So maybe for once they will begin to see reason. President Tinubu knows. Look at the number of people who have died in Borno. the people who have died in Niger. I hear even Kwara, next door to your state, is no longer safe. And yet nothing has happened. So they know where these people are. Did we not see some people, a video recently of bandits with their guns on motorbikes going to attend a wedding somewhere? I don't know, maybe it was Katsina or wherever. I've never seen such embarrassment in my life. Bandits with AK-47 on motorbike, well-dressed, and going to jollificate at a wedding. And they came in, enjoyed, and went back to where they came from. Nothing happened. So how do you blame the US for that? For me, the chicken has come home to roost. Time for blame game is over. Nigeria was handed over to President Tinubu intact, whether in perfect condition or in feverish condition. Nigeria was given to him by Buhari, a member of his own party, co-founder of his own party. And if they are still blaming APC, is blaming APC. And yet APC is saying everybody should come and join them. And people are joining them like Mumu. You know, then you should know that something's wrong with our country. And that is why go on the internet and go and read comments under President Trump's speeches. Nigerians are practically begging from every part of the world that Nigeria should be invaded. Why would Nigerians want their country invaded? Because they seem helpless and hopeless. Anytime I watch my friend, the governor of Plateau State, whenever Plateau is bereaved, I always feel like crying for him. Frustrated, hopeless, helpless. Yet they want all these people to come and join the party that has not been able to protect their property, that have not been able to protect their lives. That's why my message to the president, let us stop this politicking. There is life outside power. There will be life after 2027, whether you win or you don't win. We fought for democracy. People died for this democracy. So let the president remember that and lead Nigeria as a democratic nation. Do not allow Nigeria to become Somalia or Southern Sudan or any of those places. That's my advice. God has given you what Chief Abiola could not get. What MK Abiola could not get. Abiola won election, yet he did not become president. So what is all this madness of second time everywhere? No governor wants to do water. No president wants to do one thing. President Jimmy Carter was one of the best American presidents. He had only one time. Even the almighty Donald Trump today was sent packing in 2020. Now he's back. President John Dramani Mahama in Ghana was sent packing in 2016. After 8 years, he's back. So if you spend one time and Nigerians remember you for good, that is all that will profit you, sir. That's my advice to you as a brother, that look, concentrate on deliverables to Nigerians. You made promises, but now you are short on deliverables.
Chief Momodu, when the U.S. says 12 northern governors, prominent traditional rulers, and senior judges are at the center of this, challenge in Nigeria, security challenge, and are complicit, should we believe them as the Nigerian government is saying that this claim that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria is false? Should we believe the U.S. government when they begin to list names?
Look, only a pathological liar and a blind defender of our government will say it is not tempting enough to believe there has been Christian jail. Even the president, our current president, in the past, when they were forming APC, we all supported Buhari at that time. He himself was part of the delegation that sent this type of message to America. So that's why I said the chicken has come home to roost. So people have called it law of karma, that what you do unto others can be done unto you later. But at this time, I am not ready to even blame the president or anybody. The failure of governance is too glaring for anybody to debate. So this failure, we must put behind us and rescue all of us. Man, I don't have any other country. I may have other addresses, but this is where I want to live at. Over 65 now. Today, I'm over 65. I don't want to become a Igbo. No, I want to live in Nigeria. I want my children to live peacefully in Nigeria. So we must beg our leaders. Enough of this grandstanding. Look, we all know today the executive compromised, legislature compromised, judiciary compromised, INEC. We are hoping we'll wake up and resurrect, from this deathbed where they have placed it. So how can you have a democracy if all the democratic institutions are collapsed? That's what people call a failed state.
All right, Chief.
We've all traveled a bit around the world. When you see a failed state, you will know a failed state. There are places, if you give me any money now today, I won't go there because it's a failed state. All right.
Well, Chief, we have to anchor our conversation with you here for many reasons as well. On X, Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi is trending, and I was going to ask you about this idea of negotiating with bandits and, of course, reintegrating some of these persons into the society. But we'll have to leave it here, and thank you indeed for talking to us this morning. We'll be speaking with Chief Dele Momodu, who is a chieftain of the ADC, as well as a publisher of Vision magazine. Thank you indeed, as always, for your analysis and perspective, Chief Dele Momodu.
Welcome to Chamrasi News TV.